Today, we have another price prediction. You know, I was reading a price prediction yesterday, and they said, Alfie, XRP is not going to $100. I said, I'm only reading the prediction. I'm not saying it's going to $100. I'm happy with any higher price. I said I'm happy with $2, $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $50, $100. If you believe in a higher XRP price, give me a heck yeah. And that's the bottom line. Because Alfie said so. Ooh. Terrible Stone Cold impersonation. Terrible. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me. I should not touch that classic. You didn't even get on me about that. So this article here is on the cryptodaily.co.uk and it's titled Crypto Under $1 with High Potential. So let's read a little bit and find out which cryptos they're talking about that have high potential. It says let's choose some coins that have the potential for significant development but are now worthless. Oh, I thought it said worthless. I'm like, what? What? Worth less. Let's read that right. Alfie. I'm taking that. Somebody called me Alfie in the comment section. I was like, wait, oh, that sounds good. Okay, I'm taking it. Thank you. Right. So let's read that correctly. Worth less than $1. Ripple XRP. Obviously good pick. Stellar XLM. Oh, they're on fire. Okay. All right. Respect. Dogecoin. What? I never understand this. Why? What? How is it making this list? I don't get it. Is there something going on with Dogecoin that I don't know about? Maybe. I mean, I don't keep up with what's going on with these type of things. Then they follow it up. This is the craziest thing ever. They follow that up with Polygon. What? One of the most active utility coins on the planet right now, building, making all types of partnerships. Polygon Matic. You put that after Dogecoin? And I'm assuming that this is in some kind of order because at first it seems logical. XRP, then XLM, and then it's like all of a sudden Dogecoin. What? Then it says Polygon. And look, the last one I can give some respect to, Shiba Inu. I can't get away from the Shiba news. Like a lot of articles, they combine all the different cryptos together. So I have seen they've done some crazy building in that community. They're not a meme coin anymore. I still would be careful of it, but they've done some building, so at least I can respect that. But Dogecoin, I just never hear anything about it. The last thing I heard was months ago where someone who had a part in creating Dogecoin was saying how they thought that the community was not doing well. I'll just put it that way. That's the last thing I heard of it. So anyway, let's read these little bullet points about some of these cryptos they're talking about, which the only reason I'm highlighting this is because I like it when these big websites like cryptodaily.co.uk talk about the bank coins. Look, the bank coins barely get love. You get what I'm saying? It says here, Ripple XRP faces a technical death cross, indicating potential market volatility. Stellar. Despite a breakout, Stellar XLM encounters significant resistance, creating price uncertainty. Polygon Matic market reacts to significant staking. Oh, okay. With its price below key resistance. I did not know that. All right. I don't keep up with all of these different utility coins unless there's something major going on. You know, I keep up primarily with the bank coins and then all the other global economic news. Is so much going on. You know, you have to really pick which news you're going to be covering and staying privy to. So now that we have that out the way, let's go here to this price prediction. All right. And I know some people take umbrage to certain price predictions, but just keep in mind, I cover a lot of the low price predictions for XRP. So we talk about $2, $1, just breaking through $1, right? We talk about $3 to $3 to $5 range, a lot, right? So it's like there's a balance. I just know it probably makes more of an impact when people hear a higher price, right? I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I don't know where it's going to go. I just believe it's going to go higher than where it is now. If it goes there, I hope it does. And I believe that it has great potential, right? That's all I'm saying. So this is on the cryptobasic.com. Oh, this is the type of article that I like. I definitely do. I like it. XRP to $27. Delicious. Oh man, you know it's good when you can't even talk right. You can't even talk correctly. Recall that XRP is stuck in wave 3. I don't care where it's stuck, bro. I don't care where it's stuck. You can't get around that potential. We will smash through all barriers. I believe it. I feel it. If it doesn't go that way, so be it. But I'm going down swinging. That's how I feel. I stand on my square. And so far, we've had multitude of victories. We have a lot of partnerships lined up. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, everything's going well. But anyway, right, it says, recall that XRP is stuck in wave 3 of the bigger pattern. And wave 3 of the smaller pattern. The bigger patterns, wave 3 began in March 2020 after a correction. However, the smaller patterns, wave 3 started in June 2022. Interestingly, eGrag, shout out to eGrag, expects XRP to rally to a high of $6.57 when it completes the wave 3 of the smaller pattern. This target rests at the Fibonacci level of 1.618. Nonetheless, the analyst believes XRP would face another correction after hitting $6.57. It's possible, like I said, I don't think it's going to take that long. If XRP breaks through $1, you're going to see a hellacious amount of volatility from $1 to $2. I'm talking, especially they have futures now, right? Those perpetual futures involved. Oh, the manipulation is going to be so heavy. They just incentivize all the big money to play the game, baby. Oh, yeah, and they're going to play. So $6.57. Listen, $3 to $5. You're going to see volatility of the likes. If we hit that level, you're going to see the volatility of the likes of which you've never seen before. Right. It's going to look like Bitcoin levels of volatility, all the different trading and scalping going on. You know, they will feed on XRP like a hungry man that just came out the jungle or the desert. I'm telling you now. So, yeah, sure. I would also expect massive volatility at $6.57 if it gets there. It says this correction would mark wave 4 of the smaller pattern. The target to $27 would materialize shortly after, with XRP expected to clinch the price point when it completes wave 5 of the smaller pattern. Hitting $27 would mark a 5,152% increase. Tell me, people. I see. I like to hear what people think, right? So I read a lot of the comments, Some good, some bad. You know, it don't matter. I'm gonna show you the same kind of love. It doesn't make a difference, right? Really. And everybody's mind is different. I could respect that. Tell me though. Okay. So some people believe in a very, very high price. I've heard that. They don't need to declare that again. I remember who is who. So if people don't believe in $100, is $27 more reasonable? Like, what's reasonable? I don't know what people are thinking out there when they think about a lower price XRP. Like, what is this lower price that they think about? Is it $5? $2? What are they aiming for? I would love to know. I really would. $10? Like, what is reasonable, you know, for an asset that has the potential, no guarantee, the potential to do things that no one has ever seen before? But what are the prices that people are thinking? I'm interested to know. Even if no one else is. $2, $3, $1. And look, here's the other thing. I know that there's a lot of people sitting on a ton of XRP. I get that. And so it doesn't take a wild high price for them to see very good gains. I understand that 100%. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. Like maybe some of the people who take umbrage to higher prices, they wouldn't even need it anyway. I get that. You know, I feel that way with a lot of assets. I'm like, don't you really need a crazy price? I'm sitting on a ton of that. So I don't know. This is things that are crossing my mind. You get what I'm saying? So now, if you thought, listen, I don't know how many of you are gold enthusiasts, but we're going to jump right to the gold news, because if you thought that XRP was getting very bullish predictions, then gold is, you want to turn your head to what's going on with gold right now, the predictions that are going on. But we have this article from fxempire.com, and it is titled Gold Price Forecast, $10,000 gold and $300 silver. What? Woo. Oh my. Listen, even for me, and I hate to even go against a high price. I'm not going to go against it. I'll accept it if it comes. I want it to happen. Let that energy be out there and may it happen. But it would take some major, like this would take like a collapse of a massive amount of banks, massive geopolitical tension. I'm talking about apocalyptic type things happening for, I believe, for gold to reach that level. It would take fiat currencies across the board to be greatly diminished for gold to get to this level. I would love to see it. Let me tell you, I'll make a lot of capital. Oh, yeah, I will make a lot of capital if this happens. So I would love for it to happen. But let's scroll down and read this. You know, this is wow. It says gold trading above $10,000 and silver near 300 silver. There's a big movement right now going on. People collecting silver because they feel like it's more affordable. It is more affordable than gold. You imagine the come up of those people sitting on all that silver. Whew, if you go to $300, and silver has been highly suppressed for a long time. It says, is where president. So this is, like I said, I told you, reputable people, president of Financial Sense Wealth Management, James Puplava, sees prices later this decade. It's going to take some time, but let's keep going. It says, according to his big picture update titled Unsustainable, at the turn of the century when gold was below $300, he correctly predicted the 10-year bull run in precious metals. Oh, so he's made great predictions before. It says, expecting gold to reach new all-time highs above $1,000. In hindsight, he admits his call was super conservative as gold nearly achieved $2,000. The lesson to investors is simple. When this man speaks, you'd be wise to listen. You know what's funny? He's not the only one that was calling for an insanely high gold price over these. We've been covering gold for quite some time, and you've heard a lot of experts, top people in their field predict extremely high gold prices. I'll have my fill. That's all I can tell you. It says, in this article, I'll discuss the demographic factors supporting much higher precious metal prices and why I believe gold may be on the verge of a major outbreak. My apologies. This is going to take a little bit of the video because I have to know about this. The paradigm shift. The world changed forever in 2020. You know why the redacted was going on. It says, but the real reason was demographics. The largest and most productive generation the world has ever seen retired. We must understand this because baby boomers will continue to drive the economy into 2040. One of the simplest ways to visualize the impact of the largest generation on the economy is through a long-term chart of the Fed funds rate, which tracks inflation by a byproduct of consumption and production. Okay, let's skip that little part. I think we're all pretty familiar, right, with the older generation sort of being the engine for now, right? Then he has another section here about China. It says, over the last 30 years, the world has experienced unprecedented productivity. China was the world's factory. That's another thing, geopolitical tensions. That might change. The dealings and the way that trade goes on may change because of the battles that are happening, the tension that is occurring between China and the U.S. It says, and we achieved peak efficiency through global supply chains. Inflation was non-existent. The disinflationary trends were so strong that during the 2010s, central banks lowered the price of money to or below zero. The next Great Depression, says the ITR Economics has been predicting a global depression between 2030 and 2036. I don't think they're going to have to wait that long. I don't think so. We're in a depression right now, in my humble opinion. You could disagree with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. And this is a light depression, but it doesn't take that much more for it to be a Great Depression. This is nothing as severe as the 1930s, but a prolonged period of below trend growth. Why are they predicting it to start in 2030? Because that's when we hit the next demographic milestone. All baby boomers will be over 65, and most will receive full Social Security and Medicare benefits. It says, what's next? The unprecedented rise in the stock market in 1980 was a byproduct of peak productivity, declining interest rates, and millions of baby boomers saving for retirement. I have something to cover on retirement as well. But once again, members only section. Trust me on this. It says the appetite to address these problems is non-existent. So governments will likely continue to print money to paper over their problems. Ultimately, I believe the dollar will be sacrificed. How many people made it this far to hear that? Another top mind telling people the dollar is going to be greatly diminished, greatly injured. Says, I believe the dollar will be sacrificed. A better economic system will emerge out of the 2030s. What does that sound like to you? A better economic system? Run on what? It's not going to be on the old system. New financial system. Something that perhaps, my humble opinion, something that perhaps replaces central banks. This is one of the top minds that made a lot of great calls before telling you this. Come on now. So it says the weekly chart formed a gold weekly chart. The weekly chart formed a bullish morning star pattern. A strong close above the dash trend line would support an attack and potential breakout above 2090 before year end. Wow. We'll see if that happens. We'll see. Note the price action leading into the breakout above $1,375 4 years ago. A sustained advance above 2090 would support a $3,000 price target for Q3 2024. They're cooking on here. I'm not going to go too much further because if people want to read the rest of this, go to fxempire.com, show them some love. This is a tremendous article here. I hope this happens. This would be great. All right. So now let's move on here to another article. So this article here is from news.bitcoin.com, and it is titled Billionaire Bond King Jeffrey Gundlach warns U.S. dollars reserve currency status at risk due to rising national debt. Let's scroll down here and find out what's going on. I told you that debt. Now you're hearing more and more people come out talking about the debt. I've been talking about the debt for 2 years. You see, you got to have that visionary eye. That debt is a huge threat. It says renowned billionaire Jeffrey Gundlach, also known as the quote unquote bond king, has raised concerns over the potential risk to the U.S. dollars reserve currency status due to rising national debt. You know how much they ran up this week and this month? It's gonna blow your mind. I think I have the numbers in a little bit. I'll give it to you. Quote, the future of the U.S. dollar and possibly out of control inflation depends on getting the budget and spending under control, unquote, Gundlach warned. Let's scroll down here. It says, Gundlach said in an opinion piece, quote, should the Federal Reserve continue to raise rates, which may happen, or should the national debt grow, which is certain to happen, this problem will get much worse, unquote, he emphasized. It says, quote, the future of the U.S. dollar, possibly out of control inflation, depends on getting the budget and spending under control. That's not going to happen. They're spending on everything in sight, and they keep the people distracted on certain allocations of capital so that the people are not looking at the smaller allocations of capital, which when you add them up are major in and of themselves. And once they removed that debt limit, they started spending like there was no tomorrow. The dollar is in big trouble. Oh, by the way, did you see that the BRICS nations dumped more U.S. treasuries? Do you see that? Unbelievable what's going on right now. It says here, I'm going to give you this article. I was going to put it on the other channel, my Mick Alphanim channel, my global economic and financial channel, but I'm going to give you the title at least here. BRICS, China dumps another $22 billion in U.S. treasuries and stocks. The dollar is getting attacked from every single side. The people don't want to believe it. I've been reporting on it. It says the weighted average of interest rate on U.S. Treasury debt was 2.92% in August, up from 1.97% in the same time period last year. The billionaire stated that the interest rate on U.S. debt could increase to 5.5% given the current level of Federal Reserve borrowing costs. We don't have to go much further than that. The world is changing. My word. Protect yourselves at all time. So now we're going to get to that debt I was just telling you about. This is from the dailyhodl.com. This is insane. Absolutely insane. It says $106 billion added to U.S. debt in 1 week as Rockefeller Capital CEO issues warning to investors. Are they hearing this? That's the question. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. I'm going to protect myself at all times. It says the total amount of debt owed by the U.S. government is skyrocketing. The Treasury's fiscal data platform shows $106 billion has been piled onto America's debt in the 7-day stretch ending on October 18th. After crossing the $33 trillion mark on September 15th, total outstanding U.S. debt now stands at $33.62 trillion, an increase of about 17 billion per day. The U.S. is in trouble. I hate to, it's so weird. This is why we have to, when something good happens, I feel like we have to celebrate hard, have a good time, and squeeze that moment of everything is worth, because there's so many serious things that we have to discuss. It's like, how do you have fun reporting on things like this? But this is really the reality that we're dealing with. And if we don't look at these troubling issues, how can we repair them? And I'm always trying to find a way to repair these things, although the politicians don't listen. What's the point of the emails and the phone calls if the politicians do not listen? They do not enact certain policies and take certain actions. And so then the last thing to do is really tell the people, hey, be careful, issue the warning, be careful, protect yourself, and keep an eye on these different systems that you use. The banking system in trouble, the dollar in trouble. That's the only thing that we can do, that seems to be effective. Not advice, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But let's continue on here just a little bit. It says, in a new interview with Bloomberg TV, Rockefeller Capital CEO Greg Fleming says he's concerned about the rising debt burden and the impact that America's interest payments will have on growth. Quote, on the current trajectory, interest payments on the federal budget will exceed military expenditures by 2027. So higher for longer has a big impact on the fiscal side of the equation. And I believe they're gearing up for turning on that money printer all the way. This is just a partial turn on. Although, yeah, they have been using a lot of capital to do certain things. It's not the same as it used to be, where the floodgates were just completely open and there's money flowing everywhere. But I think that is to come. We shall see. It says here, this is from Bitcoinist.com and it's titled, Ripple Pro XRP Lawyer weighs in on immediate appeal. In an interesting turn of events, the United States SEC voluntarily dropped its case against Ripple executives Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. That we know, it says, while this move implies that the trial scheduled for April 2024 will no longer hold, the financial regulator is still pursuing other parts of the case against the payment company. Okay, so that's what I thought. So there's still a little bit more of the battle to go. All right. And I had a lot of people, telling me that in the comment section. I thought I said that in the first video, that even if we have to fight some more, we will, and that we will continue to win. And so I was going to celebrate anyway. The little victories, I like to, have a good time, because it's not often we get to celebrate anymore. It's not often we get to have a good time. We've been kneecapped and held back from so many bull markets that could have been. We've sat through so many bad events, so much fudding, So when it's time to have a good time, yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity to have a good time and celebrate the small victories. It doesn't have to be done outwardly, but I want to share in those moments with the people. That's why I do. I do it consciously. I want to share in the moments with the people and bring them some of that good energy that I was feeling. I was feeling that energy all day hearing that news. And so even though there's a little bit more to go in these cases, I feel we will defeat them in that as well, whatever there is to come. It says, the regulator is still pursuing other parts of the case against the payment company. In the wake of the surprising dismissal, there has been a wide range of reactions from the crypto world, particularly XRP community. John Deaton, a lawyer and popular XRP supporter, is the latest to offer an insight into the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC. I've heard a few lawyers say that they believe that the case was all but over. Now, see, this is why I need absolute clear thoughts given by the legal teams as to, like, okay, are we still battling them? Is it really all completely over? Like, do they think that the SEC is going to fold? That's why they're saying that completely? Or are they just talking about this particular aspect? You get what I'm saying? So there's still so much clarity that needs to be brought. In my humble opinion, maybe they did issue that and I just haven't seen it. I don't proclaim to see everything. I don't. Just like when that news came out, like I said, I get my articles early in the morning. Anything happens the rest of the day, I might not know that occurred because I got my articles early in the morning. So maybe they did issue clarity. I just didn't hear about it. Nooner had earlier implied that the commission could appeal the Ripple case sooner, having dropped the charges against the Ripple executives. Quote, previously, they had to wait until the end of the case, but now that they dropped the case, they can appeal immediately, unquote, he added. Okay. Oh, I see where this is going. Okay. All right. In his post, Deaton partially agreed with the crypto trader, saying that a SEC appeal could come sooner because of the dismissal. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep a positive mind state and keep the warrior spirit burning, and we'll continue to fight if we need to, whatever needs to be done. I feel like we're still going to come out on top, and let's continue to move forward and do a good job. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. So now. Oh, but no. Oh, okay. Now I've gotten to the point where I have to go make the members only video. So I will see you over there in the members only section. Appreciate every single one of you being here. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.